She's practically screaming for your attention, but you're completely missing it. Right now, there's probably a woman giving you crystal clear signals that she wants you to notice her, but she'll never say it out loud. I'm about to reveal the 8 sneaky ways women try to get your attention, and number 1 will change everything. Let's start with something that'll probably make you rethink every conversation you've had recently. She mentions other guys, then immediately glances at you to watch your reaction. Now, before you think she's being cruel or trying to make you jealous, here's what's really happening in her mind. This isn't random girl talk, it's strategic. Women do this to stir up competition, or test if you're even paying attention to her. Psychologists call this mate-guarding behavior, and it's deeply rooted in evolutionary psychology. She's essentially throwing out bait to see if you'll bite. Here's exactly what to watch for. She'll drop something like, "This guy at work keeps asking me out," or "My ex texted me yesterday." Then immediately look at you. Not at her phone, not around the room, directly at you. She's scanning for micro-expressions. If you flinch, shift in your seat, or change your tone even slightly, she clocks it immediately. That reaction tells her everything she needs to know about whether you see her as more than just a friend. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Sign number 7. She just happens to mirror your style, and it's not coincidence. You start wearing a leather jacket, suddenly she's rocking boots and a matching edgy vibe. You mention you love a certain coffee shop, she starts posting photos from there. This syncing isn't random. It's her subconscious mind trying to build rapport with you. Mirror neurons in her brain are firing, creating what researchers call behavioral mimicry. When a woman is attracted to someone, she unconsciously starts aligning with their preferences, their style, even their mannerisms. She's essentially becoming more compatible with you without spelling it out. Watch for this pattern. If she starts adopting elements of your aesthetic, your interests, or even phrases you use, her brain is trying to increase similarity between you two. Similarity breeds attraction. It's basic psychology. She's not being fake, she's being influenced by her attraction to you. Now, sign number 6 will make you listen to conversations completely differently. Her voice gets softer around you, and there's actual biology behind this. When a woman lowers her voice or adds a breathy, quieter tone, specifically when talking to you, it's not random. It's attraction in action. Here's the science. A softer voice triggers what evolutionary psychologists call protective instincts in men. It's hardwired into your DNA to pay closer attention to softer, more vulnerable sounding voices. When she shifts her vocal pattern mid-conversation with you, going from her normal speaking voice to something quieter and more intimate, that's not small talk. That's her brain automatically adjusting to create intimacy. Pay attention to this next time. Does she speak differently to you than she does to other people in the group? If her voice drops in volume or becomes more gentle specifically when addressing you, her subconscious mind is trying to create a private moment in a public space. But here's a sign that most men completely overlook. Number 5. She hangs back just long enough to get noticed. Picture this. She walks into a room with friends, but instead of fully engaging with the group, she lingers near the edge. Not fully in, not fully out. She's positioning herself in what I call the approach zone. This is strategic positioning, and it's brilliant. She's placing herself in your periphery so you have the opportunity to initiate. It's a classic silent invitation. Women who want your attention don't make themselves completely unavailable, but they also don't make it too easy. They create opportunities for you to make the first move. Watch for this behavior. She'll find reasons to be near your usual spots, but she won't be obvious about it. She might check her phone, adjust her hair, or have a casual conversation with someone else, all while staying within your line of sight. She's giving you multiple chances to notice her and approach. Now we're getting to the really subtle stuff. Sign number 4. She forgetfully touches her neck or lips. And these aren't nervous habits. They're biological displays designed to draw your attention exactly where she wants it. Neck touching is particularly significant because the neck is what psychologists call a vulnerability zone. When a woman exposes or draws attention to her neck around you, she's subconsciously signaling trust and attraction. The neck contains major arteries. It's literally a life or death area. Drawing your attention there is deeply intimate. Lip touching or biting? Those lips are packed with nerve endings. They're one of the most sensitive parts of the human body. When she draws your attention to her lips through subtle touching or biting, her brain is creating what researchers call sensual focus. She's literally directing your gaze to an erogenous zone. Here's what to look for. These touches happen specifically when she's talking to you or when you're talking. If she's unconsciously drawing attention to these intimate areas during your interactions, her body is betraying her interest, even if her words stay casual. Now, if you're recognizing these signs or realizing how many you've missed, I've got something that goes way deeper. Stop guessing if she's into you. Start reading the signs like subtitles. I've created a 25 forbidden signals she's secretly into you cheat sheet with ultra subtle cues I can't cover in one video. Things like the split-second lip flash and the exit door hover that screams, "Follow me." Each signal shows you the behavior, what it means, and what to do next. Plus, 3 rapid response moves to amplify her interest the moment you spot a signal. If you're tired of wondering, did she actually like me? Grab the cheat sheet in the description. But let's get back to sign number 3, because this one will completely change how you hear complaints. Sign number 3 is disguised as complaining, but it's actually sophisticated flirtation. She complains about dating, or men in general, but she frames it in a way that invites your response. He never calls me back, or men these days just don't know how to treat a woman. This isn't venting, it's bait wrapped in conversation. She's creating what psychologists call conversational hooks, designed to make you engage, defend yourself, or position yourself as different from those other guys. It's actually brilliant social strategy. Here's the psychology. By complaining about other people's behavior, she's indirectly communicating her standards and giving you a roadmap for how to impress her. She's essentially saying, here's what I don't like, show me you're different. If you find yourself wanting to prove you're not like those other guys she's complaining about, congratulations, you just fell for a perfectly executed attraction technique. But sign number 2 is where things get really strategic. She breaks her routine to be near you. This one requires you to pay attention to patterns, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Start noticing her usual habits and timing. Where does she normally go for lunch? What's her typical schedule? Now watch what happens over time. If she starts showing up by accident near your usual spots, or suddenly her timing aligns with yours, that's not fate, that's strategy. Women who want your attention become students of your routine. They'll find reasons to orbit your regular locations. Maybe she starts going to the gym at the same time you do. Or she begins taking her coffee breaks when you take yours. This is what relationship experts call strategic positioning, and it's incredibly effective because it seems natural. The key is the change in pattern. If her behavior shifts to increase opportunities for interaction with you, she's not being stocky, she's being smart. She's creating more chances for you to notice her without being obvious about it. And now for the big one. Sign number 1 that most men completely misread. She overreacts to your neglect, and this reaction reveals everything. You stop texting for a few days, or you miss a social event where she expected to see you, and suddenly her behavior shifts dramatically. She might become cold and distant, or she might go the opposite direction and become extra bubbly and friendly. That emotional swing isn't indifference. It's what psychologists call emotional whiplash, and it happens when someone you're attracted to suddenly becomes unavailable. Here's what's happening in her brain. When you don't respond or don't show up, her attachment system gets activated. If she didn't care about your attention, your absence wouldn't affect her behavior at all. But if she's been hoping you'd notice her, your sudden unavailability creates anxiety and confusion. Watch for these patterns. If your reduced contact results in her dramatically changing how she interacts with you, whether she becomes distant or overly friendly, you mattered more than she was letting on. Indifferent people don't have emotional reactions to your absence. Interested people absolutely do. Most fascinating part? She's not even conscious of most of these behaviors. They're automatic responses driven by pure attraction. Oh, and if this opened your eyes to how much you've been missing, you'll definitely want to check out my recent video, What She Sees That You Don't, 8 Unexpected Signs You're Irresistible. I break down exactly what's going through her mind before you even say a word. It's pretty wild. Links right here if you're curious. I'll see you in the next one.